Okay, we're back for episode 16 of the Dunhallow Mystery, continuation of tonight's game. You awaken in Winterborne Manor, and none of you rested well that evening. Say, perhaps it was because you disturbed the graves of the dead. Maybe it's because what's happening here is perplexing. But I think what Madame Krista said before, where it's kind of slowly tightening noose, perhaps is relevant here. You all awaken restless as you all awaken to imperiled. Remember that when you go to sleep in a comfortable place, normally you go back to unhindered, but in this case, because of the fitful sleep, you're imperiled. The bed chamber is surprisingly cold, despite the fact that the fire in the hearth was burning pretty strongly the night before. The room is casting gray, and there are motes of dust floating in the air as the autumn light kind of pours through the window. You part the shades.
This place is colder than it should be. It's not winter yet.
Yes, it seems like it would have a very harsh winter if it is this cold only in early autumn. Well, let us go break our fasts. Unless there's anything anyone wants to say about last night.
Them two rascals is. And when we know that they ain't coming back for a while, you and me, we go through their rooms.
Yeah, sure. Sounds more exciting than anything else going on.
You hungry?
Always, buddy.
Alright, let's go.
You all filter downstairs as Madame Krista and Cole take a walk outside near the drawbridge. Way out in the distance along the road, you can see two figures walking this direction. They won't be here for some number of minutes. You would guess it's probably Hugo Downing and Maud Linkhouse.
Oh, good.
They are back.
They have quite the nightlife that the hamlet has. I'm certain that is what has occupied them.
Yes, since Gunther got scolded for drinking after the witching hour. Still,
perhaps they only drink before the witching hour and then again at dawn. They keep it nearby just in case.
I wish I would have stayed. It's aided me all night.
You wanted to know what was there?
I do. You're the only one that I don't feel Gunther did not like what he saw, so I didn't want to ask him. And so Harrison did not seem to favor what he saw.
Well, would you like that I should start with the good news or the unfortunate?
I would go. Let's just go with the unfortunate.
There are corpses on the. The unfortunate news is that these are not regal women. No question about it. There is certainly not befitting of their station. There's no possibility. So, and they were born too close together. There's too many of them. It doesn't make any sense. Why are there so many?
So, like they've been discarded?
No, like they aren't who they seem to be. Like they are a replacement of some kind. Cole, I'm tired of this charade.
Please.
You know well that I'm not who I say I am.
Well, of course. I thought it was just a jest between the two of us.
But I've grown to care very deeply about Wesley anyway. I think he is a kind and good man.
Yes.
I came here to take his money, or at least a part of it.
As did I.
There's no money to be had. There's only darkness here, but yet still I am here, sitting on this doorstep, sleeping in this place. Why?
I have asked myself that same question.
The question is, you know the answer. You know that somewhere deep in that black heart of yours, you care about him and worry about his well-being as well as the rest.
I do.
I don't wish to let my imagination run away with me, but there is something very dark and sinister about this place. And there is something unholy there. And I believe, deep in my own heart, that they have very, very poor intentions for Wesley.
So you have the same feelings then?
I would guess that you did.
Yes. There's something with so is the woman upstairs the current Agrabah? How? And I'm gonna look just to make sure how far away.
There's some number.
So okay,
there are ways out.
As I actually say something I didn't. You know, I would never say that to Wesley. I kind of was trying to hint at it when we were in the crypts, but he wanted nothing to hear of it. Dark history, right?
Do you want my guess?
Yes.
She is the current and about to be the former. And I'll point out into the distance. There's the next one.
That's what I thought. But how? How is this?
I don't know. This is all conjecture and mysticism and horror stories. But this place is not right. You saw it from the moment you walked in. I don't know anything about these things, but I know enough to know that the hairs on the back of my neck have not receded since we arrived here. There's something very, very wrong.
They grow close enough to where you'd easily be able to hear them. You can see Master Hugo Downing approach with a very broad smile. Maud Linkhart, with her stark red hair, kissed by fire, approaches in his wake. "Good morning," he says as he walks along the drawbridge, pausing for a mere moment.
Good morrow. There's some eggs and bread in there for you to break your fast. Welcome back to the Baroness's house.
"Excellent," he says.
Did you have a nice walk? There was a beautiful moon. You just missed it.
It was a bit drizzly out, a bit wet, a bit rainy. But nothing that a parasol would not take care of as he taps it on the ground, shaking it free of the drizzle and the rain.
Good business then. Was it in town?
Oh goodness, no, not in Dunhallow, no.
Huh.
Come, let's go break our fast together, he says. He walks ahead of you.
We'll catch up in a moment. The Lord's in there, and you might want to speak with him.
Maud nods and she nods and continues walking inside.
Maud?
Within, as you are you're drinking turnip soup and a bit of a heel of hard bread, you can see that Lord Hugo and sorry, not Lord Hugo, my apologies. Hugo Downing and Maud Linkhart have come inside. "Ah, excellent," he says. His eyes are a bit bloodshot. He appears to be very tired.
Good morning. I've scraped up a little bit of foodstuffs to break our fast.
He says, "Oh, excellent. Well, thank you, but I ate along the road. I packed a bit of foodstuffs as he kind of taps at the satchel at his side. You can see a few turnips sticking out of it, still dirty with the roots up on the end."
Well, suit yourself then.
"I will stay," Maud says.
Oh, well then. I will grab her a bowl and hand it to her.
She nods. "Perhaps we'll see each other when the sun sets again, yes?"
Oh, sure. Well, I've still got a lot of that book left to read.
"Yes. And on consideration, I think I have something else that may be of interest to you I'll bring down."
Yes.
Another old tome you may appreciate.
Indeed. Well, hopefully the weather holds and we can spend another great day outside reading.
He smiles. His bright white teeth, shiny and broad, his smile.
You mind if I ask you a bit of a personal question?
"Well, certainly," he says, as he kind of pauses and plays and kind of holds his hands together like such.
Oh, so you do mind.
"No, please, go ahead, Mr. Fitzroy."
Is there some sort of tonic that you use for your teeth?
"Tonic?"
Do you drink something to make them so white? I've never seen a smile like yours.
I suppose I was blessed with good teeth. My mother, too, had fair teeth, and my mother before her.
So, There's nothing I can do. He smiles and he doesn't.
Regular hygiene, he says, as he smiles, kind of nudging you.
I don't know what you mean, but
That's okay. Is there anything else I can help with? I am rather tired.
not me.
Oh no. Go enjoy your sleep.
Harrison waves his spoon.
He'll retire upstairs, leaving the slender, lanky, red-haired Maud Linkhouse in your company at the table.
Harrison has been eating his breakfast with in stone silence in a militaristic fashion, most woodenly, and refusing to speak with anyone.
Have Marius and Madame Krista come back inside?
I was gonna hold 1 minute and show her something. She revealed her secret to me. I was gonna reveal mine to her, but only to her.
It's dirty.
Oh, come on!
Everybody needs somebody in this world.
As we discussed the K on the bodies, I'm going to flip out the corpus and flip to the section that talks about desiccation.
There is an old book that he has tucked away in a satchel and wrapped in cloth, and is filled with a periphery of strange and enigmatic illustrations. The one he turns to, however, seems to be of some horrendous... It seems to be of some person who has some sort of living thing wrapped and warped inside of its body, connected with the many bloated heads.
This is my secret.
You can see that the corpse is filled with these strange, sinewy snakes that seem to run from tip of finger to the very edge of the shoulder.
Well, mine was just a typical confidence game. Yours seems to be some sort of... Yours was much more complicated to guess. What is it? What does it mean?
That's what I want to know about those bodies. I think there's more meaning in them than we actually know. I need to know the state of the state of each one of those bodies. I didn't want to. This is why I didn't stay.
You should have stayed.
Yes, but my secret.
This is not a... Alright. This is some sort of parasite?
Oh, this is the humors of the human. This is what is inside of us.
I've seen a dead body. I don't remember seeing anything like that.
Oh. If you read here in the text, and then once we're kind of done with that, we'll move back in.
A number of
that's
sciencey things, or in this case, very arcane, strange, erudite words that are in Old Ald, that you recognize the words in Old Ald and what they mean, but they don't seem to quite jive with what he's saying. And in fact, Cole seems to be almost perplexed by some of the words themselves.
I don't understand at all.
So this is
I discovered this book.
Energy flow of some kind.
Yes, that's what I think. But Tuck actually found this book and didn't know what it was. He can't read, so he gave it to me. And once I opened it, it's the corpus.
He looks over both shoulders. The corpus.
I'm sure of it.
A work of heresy, for certain.
I'm sure this book has more secrets than we know.
Tuck is sort of an imp of destiny, isn't he?
He really brings me on amazing things. I miss old Lork and the times we had. But here or there.
He quickly stuffs the book back in the satchel, taking care to cover it with cloth, and back into the satchel it goes as he buttons up the purse.
I need to see those bodies.
Do you think that they know the secret of this? I'll gesture towards the book. For those who can't see me, I'm gesturing.
Mass Effect fashion.
No, wait. I guess you don't like Arturian guess.
I think the answer that we seek is in here for what is going on. This transference that you're describing. It was on my head, but I thought it was losing my mind.
Well, I was just making that shit up.
transference, right?
No, something is
Dark and I don't know. Again, I don't want to.
I know enough stories, and I know enough gypsy, and I know enough street folk to know that they tell these stories. But most of the time you think they're just stories. But look at this. Look at this place. This place is an impossibility upon an impossibility. How would you build this? Where would it come from? Look how deep it goes and how broad. This place is wrong.
It's a ruse.
Meanwhile, inside, they are conspicuously absent as Maud is looking toward the hallway that leads outside. I trust you had a good night, she says.
I slept better in my room than I did on here. Yeah, well.
Good.
It was awfully cold in the room this morning, and it's only fall.
Did you not have enough firewood?
The hearth was lit.
Yeah.
I think it's just a bit of a different environment. It takes a little bit used to.
Greylands are usually dour this season. Or usually this dour and cold.
Yeah, I believe Master Hugo did say something about keeping track of the weather, so...
Indeed. We are close to the north, she says.
I imagine everything is colder up to the north, but, well, I've never really been this far until now.
She nods.
But, did you enjoy your night?
Certainly, she says.
Good.
As she's speaking, I'm going to take some sideways glances towards her teeth. And just kind of look and see if they're anywhere near as perfect as his.
No, not at all.
Really interesting.
Well,
Krista and at some one point or other, Cole and Krista will filter back in.
And that's how you score blitzball, eh?
It is. Gunter will be able to explain it way more. Let's ask the expert once we have time. Oh, you're still breaking your fast.
Well, not of all of us eat as fast as Sir Harrison. He's, well, trained to prepare for anything, so eat as fast as you can. Most of you may not have a chance later. Some of us eat a bit slower. But we have not had a chance to check on my aunt. I did not want to disturb her, so... would it be alright in the future if Madame Krista did?
Certainly. I know that she has a tendency to sleep through the night and late in the mornings with the poultice that Master Hugo administers.
Oh, okay. So she sleeps pretty soundly. So then, good. There is no need to worry then, or to bother her. But we will leave her to her peace.
She nods. You'll forgive me. She stands and she kind of taps at either side of her mouth as she's been drinking or been slurping at the turnip soup. I must rest. I am very tired, she says.
You'll forget it.
She nods. My Lord Wesley.
Yes.
Have you weighed my words from a few nights ago at the town hall meeting?
Justed for Brother Aaron, right?
Justice for the Baroness, your aunt.
Ah, and yes.
Where Brother Aaron is, the townsfolk are not speaking of it.
I would have no idea either. I mean, he could be in the Greylands, he could be in the forest, he could be nowhere near the barony.
Knowing that you are the Lord of Winterborne Manor, perhaps you will get to the bottom of it.
Well, I can definitely look into it, but, I mean, truly I don't know if I have any authority, as Master Hugo did, or say the other day, he is the, well, word of my aunt. Does he not have the authority to bring justice in her name?
Master Hugo is... He does not go around Dunhallow Village.
I mean, I just don't want to overstep my bounds, step on any toes. Like I said, I would much rather this be as simple and easy of a transition as
My Lord
possible.
Wesley, Hugo Downing's role is to care for your aunt. He is no lord.
True. But he is her, what was that? Power of attorney?
Steward with power of
And his efforts have proven fruitless.
If
If you do not find the truth of what has happened here, I ask of you, then why are you here?
Well, I am here to, take on the burden of my family.
And words are when, my lord.
I will look into it if you desire. I mean, I can inquire, does the dog still exist in the town? Do you know?
My lord, I have implored you to get to the bottom of this. The townsfolk have not been forward of what has happened.
So you have nothing to add other than the request. Okay. I'm only trying to gather as much information as I can, so that way, when I put it to Mr. Marius, or Master Marius here, he can perhaps investigate fully.
Should you wish to seek out more information on Dunhallow, certainly Loeg would know of it. He is a woodsman after all.
Loeg would know?
She whispers, a woodsman.
I believe I will be meeting with him. Today's Monday, tomorrow. So I will inquire with him then, and further pursue this.
Good, she says.
Well then, good morning, good evening, I don't know what to say.
Either way, it's
enjoy your rest.
Rest well.
She retires upstairs. None of them seem to recognize that the door had been disturbed.
Well, I know I was saying maybe we should go.
Speak up.
I know I was saying maybe we should go in Nate's room, but with a minute, I want to go somewhere else. So to further ask a little bit of questioning, so when we go down the hallway to our rooms, are there several other hallways past that?
There's a longer hallway past that where Lord Hugo Master I keep doing this. Master Hugo Downing and Maud Linkhouse and likely your great aunt the Baroness rests.
But we haven't really seen down that hallway.
No, you never went down that way.
So as far as we know, there could be several hallways.
Oh yes, very much so.
But all the hallways leading up to there, you said dead-ended, right? And like really
they're in
ways.
various states of kind of cannot be trespassed beyond. Some are just end.
Right.
Others are flooded. Others are collapsed. Mostly collapsed.
Yeah.
That stairways to nothing.
They just simply terminate because they've collapsed inward.
Yeah.
Think of a disheveled Hogwarts.
Yeah. So
this place is truly in a state of utter and complete disrepair. It is a ruinous expanse, large and voluminous, but ruinous.
So you think we should go and go further down that hallway with them asleep, maybe in a stone's turn, or should we wait until they goes about their night's business?
Well, I mean, if you want to go rifling through their stuff, I'd wait until they're gone.
Well, I'm saying there may be other rooms.
I think he means the other direction, towards where we're staying.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really have any ambitions outside of just kind of going with the flow here, fellas. Y'all can't tell I'm a bit of a fish out of water up here. So, whatever's clever, man. I mean, I'm down for going out in the yard and kicking the pigskin around and tossing some passes, whatever, man.
That gives me an idea.
I don't know.
Well,
what sort of sitcom shenanigans are you going to be up to here?
if we go now
Bay Hill.
and we start to hear them stirring or walking in the hall, then we can be acting like we's roughhousing. And like we's not, like we don't know any better.
Well, what kind of noise are you planning on making, Pluck? I mean,
See,
you're supposed to be sneaky, man. Come on now.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. We're sneaky, we're successful. If they gets up. Because sometimes when you sneak, no matter how good a sneak you is, somebody else is a better listener. And so
I can understand that.
And so if they get up and be like, "What you doing here?" If for some reason we knows they's coming, we start acting like maybe we's roughhousing or we was kicking the bowl around and it just went down the hallway a bit too much.
No, I hear you. I mean, if that's the way Lord Wesley wants to play it, that's fine. But I mean, you go down and that little redhead gal, they don't scare or I could care less what they think of me or what I'm doing. I'm just here to help Wesley. So, I mean, if that's the plan, sure.
Above board, if you guys survive long enough, I insist that you become Blaster Master. Tuck right, wander around.
Blaster!
Who run trading towns?
So the two of you are going to go upstairs and sneak around. What about the rest of y'all?
I got a book that I'm going to read, but does it say who authored the book that I'm reading?
No, there's no author. It seems to be an account that was taken by many different hands over the years.
Okay, many different hands. Okay.
I will be doing the same.
Actually, 1 second. Strike that. It is not written by many hands.
Okay.
It's written by the same hand.
Okay.
Seemingly.
Huh.
It's a very old book.
All right. Well, same hand. So some historian wrote out the entire family history. Although, how far does it go? Does it go to my father, my aunt, my?
It does. Yes, it goes all the way back to your father, and it ends there. That's where it begins, I should say.
Well, it starts at my first Wesley, right?
Yeah, your great grandfather.
And then goes all the way to my father, but does not include me.
That is correct.
Okay.
We need to get to this West Wing. Not the...
Be sure to speak up instead of whispering, guys.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
Well, all right. I'm
Just
gonna
know
say,
that he is whispering. He is whispering loudly.
I'm
So that
trying
you
to
can hear
whisper at the table. We need to get to this. We need to get to this West Wing, though, guys. We need to figure out what they're trying to hide over there. Why can't we get anywhere out of this section of the castle?
I understand, and I'm hoping that
Okay.
there's a door that will lead into your courtyard, which will go into the west.
Right. Got it. We're on the same page then.
Okay, Sir Harrison.
I don't know where that page is at, but
Yourself.
What is? I look over to Madame Krista. What does she appear to be doing? Are you staying here? Are you going along, or
At this point, they're gone.
Oh, okay.
They're gone.
I'll follow them then. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, whoa,
Okay.
mate.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
You're gone.
Ah,
So you're going to follow behind.
Mm-hmm.
So to clarify,
Yeah.
the two of them are already upstairs.
Okay.
Sir Harrison goes upstairs.
The more the merrier.
What about Mr. Marius and Madame Krista?
I was gonna, if the Lord was gonna go back outside, I was gonna see if Madame Krista couldn't come with us so we could have a small powwow about the book, because you had said that we were gonna be able to glean a clue, hopefully, from that within a day or so. So, and I wanted to go through our clues that we've kind of talked about with the Lord.
Okay.
It's quiet reading day here at Winterborne.
We really have somebody who's really good at one thing here.
Part of me, I mean, above board, I was also like, well, if I'm outside reading, you guys could be doing whatever you wanted.
Oh, believe me, we will.
Yeah.
I'm giving you an out to not let Wesley know.
We weren't asking.
It is funny. It is
This
like nap time.
Wesley's reading time is, I don't have to be paying attention what the other people are doing time.
Hey, and guess what? There's 3 candles on my inventory. We could have been reading at night this entire time.
So upstairs, the two of you are kind of padding along the hallway, and the hallways. This is, of course, Gaunter and Tuck. You're moving through the hallway. It's an old flagstone hallway. It is. You can see where there were places where you would put candles inside these kind of little alcoves in the stone, and there's kind of candle wax kind of built up inside of it, but none of them are lit. What do you have for light?
that's a good question. I don't know if I have anything. I don't have anything, actually.
Gaunter? Sir Harrison?
Nope.
Pitch black up here.
We're gonna need to go and get some light. I hate it when I do that.
Oh.
You'll find a lamp somewhere.
Okay.
Certainly. With just a little bit of oil. It's clearly Lord Wesley's.
He doesn't need this.
You snatch it and go back upstairs. Sir Harrison joins you.
Oh, well, mate. You sure you want to do this? Because you're really dignified. Would you be horsing around, like maybe losing a ball down the hallway?
I don't follow.
That's me point, mate.
What? You're playing a game?
Yes. Would you like to join us in this game?
Well, if you're offering, I guess.
Okay. It's be as quiet as you possibly can. And if you hear someone move around, then you be as loud as you possibly can. You try and get the ball. You got your ball, right? Yes. That's how the game works.
Interesting.
Quiet until you hear someone besides the three of us move around. Then go for the ball.
Okay, I can try.
As loud as you can.
I can try. And as you start to move down the hall, Sir Harrison takes his first step. Chink! Chink! Chink!
Meanwhile, outside, the three of you are in the light of the day, out on the drawbridge.
So, my lord, I've been reading the accounts he gave us, and
oh yes,
they stretch back so far.
And
I want to come back to the clue that we got when we first got here, the pensions and payoffs. It seems to be consistent that your household is paying incomes to a number of people in the village, almost as hush money.
Let's hush about what? You think what?
I don't know. Whatever's going on here.
Right. I mean, it did seem that. I mean, we did speculate at first that Hugo Downing wanted to keep everyone else away from my great aunt in order to potentially monopolize her.
We did, and that made logical sense.
It does.
Until, let's just be honest. This place gives me the willies. It's creepy. Those two are even creepier. And your aunt is ancient beyond belief.
I believe what we last heard, 80, almost 90 winters?
Yes. Ancient beyond belief. Who lives that long?
Does the book that I have state the date of birth of people, or just the tree?
It has the date of birth of people. I mean, your aunt is clearly like 87 years old.
Okay.
In fact, most of the women in the family line have lived for a very long time.
It is consistent.
But they have only begotten daughters, save for the Baroness, who's begotten none.
Right.
She had no children.
So it went my first Wesley, and then all daughters from there, no sons.
That's right.
Interesting.
Yes, there's no question. I thought that this Hugo was just a plain coat rider, as they're called. Oh, I'll kind of just glance at Menetristo like we are basically. Plain coat rider. These people that latch on to family and wealth and you ride them for success.
Sure.
This seems straightforward. The man was taking advantage of an older woman. That just doesn't. I don't know what's going on here. I have an idea, but it's almost crazy.
Well,
so I would like time to maybe investigate when we go in to speak to Loag, to figure out how far this pension and payoff thing actually goes.
You think he was paid off as well?
I would think so.
To what end?
That's what I'd like to find out, my lord. May I be myself with these villagers?
I mean, if you need to get a bit boisterous, I do not mind that.
What I'm saying is I'm not going to make friends, and I know you're trying to be as nice as you possibly can to try to be the lord of here.
Sure. I mean, You've always excelled at playing more the bad cop, Mr. Marius, than the good
Yes,
cop.
yes, that's what we'll call it.
I think
Bad Reeve, good Reeve.
Bad Reeve, good Reeve. That's
Bad Reeve, good Reeve, as you've
the bad bailiff.
He was 3
Port
days
of call.
to retirement.
I was thinking bad lieutenant.
Yeah.
Yes.
The bad bailiff. What the fuck
Harvey
is
Keitel.
Nicolas Cage doing in this movie?
Harvey Keitel's role now is so fucking good.
It is. And
Sorry.
then you had the really confusing one that was Nicolas Cage and a fat Val Kilmer. Sorry, a coked out Val Kilmer. Sorry. He was Chandler being bloated. He was definitely on coke. It's a French reference for you.
Yep.
Anywho, yeah. So you kind of discuss this for a moment and about what to do next. Clearly, you have Ziri continue reading in the genealogies.
One thing I was going to have Mr. Marius do was take a look and see, does this hand seem to be the same as Master Downey's?
You need time to study that.
I would, if you would let me take the.
Yeah,
boat
I will
and
trade you
the right-
texts then. How about that?
Yes, yes.
Just
This is just accounts over and over and over again.
of course, but it'd also be good for me
But
to
there's
know.
vanishing money, which I would say would be these pensions and payoffs.
You probably have a better head for numbers, but I have a couple of things I would like to look into here as well.
So, the two of you, Madam Krista and Marius, what are the two of you going to do now?
I think we know what we're gonna do.
Cool. Okay. You're going down below?
Yep.
Okay.
You grab
Meanwhile, upstairs, shenanigans. No shenanigans. You all are kind of creeping along the way, following, at this point, just kind of Gaunter and Tuck's sneakiness. What do you two want to do?
I'm gonna look for doorways that look like maybe the dust hasn't been disturbed for a while.
Sure.
Now, granted,
Has it been disturbed?
has not been. That way, like I wouldn't immediately think it's a bedroom because I don't think they would sleep with the door open, so I can't tell which ones they're in. That's what I'm getting at.
Sure. Gaunter?
I'm just following Tuck's lead. I don't really have any ambitions.
Sir Harrison?
They have the only light, so I am following close behind.
Sure. Alright. You're all walking through the hallway. Everybody needs to make a secret stealth test.
No. Hey.
Which way did you guys go? I thought you were going towards our living space. You're going towards theirs?
Okay, so the way it's laid out is that we go towards our living space, and ours breaks off first, and then their living space is further on.
Oh,
So
I didn't know how
yeah.
I didn't know how the
Yeah.
house worked.
Yeah, so
Okay.
then I'm trying to see if there is anything at all that we can go through that maybe they are not in.
Oh, that they're not sure. Okay, got
So,
it.
like,
Totally got what you guys
who
are
knows,
doing
this
now.
wing could have 30 more rooms, or it could have just 3, which they're all...
Gaunter?
79.
Can you keep that?
Um.
Can we roll with a fortune?
Yeah, I'll re-roll it.
I'll take that misfortune point. Thank you.
I think there's actually re-rollos too.
No, he ate them all. Dan ate them all.
You brought a pack. You didn't bring
27.
your ones. Ooh,
Right, so you open one up and you
Okay,
eat one.
Sir Harrison?
We're just all gone by the time we
Chance
got
to
there.
succeed 49%. I rolled an 89.
Can we roll that?
Oh, jeez.
No,
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to end well regardless.
Tuck?
Chance to
You're
succeed
saying
was
the
16. I
Twilight
rolled
football
an
or whatever
83.
was not the.
I think I'm going to re-roll of that.
Sure about that, Harrison?
I'm pretty noisy regardless. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I rolled a 0.5 with a 60 chance.
Alright, so you kind of following Tuck's lead, you begin to move down the hallway. He comes to the first door. He grabs at the latch. Ka-clunk, ka-clunk. It doesn't seem to turn. You hear a slight coughing sound come from a nearby doorway. As Sir Harrison is kind of flat-footing his way through the halls.
I'll hold my hand up, and I'll hold out the lantern to you. Actually, sorry, before I do that, I'm going to look at the ground and see if there's, dust on the ground at all.
Make a survival test.
Okay.
This test is challenging.
Okay, I got a 32%, actually 37% chance because of Manifest Destiny. 24% success.
Yay.
Oh, this door has been disturbed. And you all hear this sound coming from further down the hallway. This kind of slow, kind of metal groaning.
Tuck makes this disgusted look on his face, and he moves further down the hallway.
Toward the sound? Well,
he just doesn't want to open this door because it looks like it's one that's passed through, and it could contain a resting person, and that would be really awkward.
So you all continue further down the hall toward the sound?
Yeah.
You hear this. Meanwhile, down below, in the burial chambers of the Agravaras, you have the book open. Most of the sepulchre lids have been already moved.
Actually, all of them.
No, that's right.
There's two of them we put back.
That's right.
I'm not sure that all 10 were required, though, for your purposes.
No. Just I think 3 would give us all what I'm looking for. I'll go ahead and take some Black Lotus.
Okay. A few moments pass as he's been chewing on Black Lotus the entire way down the stairs, and his eyes are completely dilated.
You might have to help me back up those stairs.
It's a lot of stairs.
Well, you might have to help me back up those stairs.
We'll fashion you a sled of some kind.
So I'm gonna
perhaps off one of these sarcophagus lids.
I'm gonna flip the book to
Princess carry him. You're
the
strong
section
enough.
about decomposition and that portion of the corpus, and I'm gonna look at the bodies.
Okay. Ooh, in a deep drug-fueled haze, you begin to kind of puzzle the pieces together. The darkness seems to swirl all around you. Madame Krista's face is that of a reptile. You're in it.
Tell me you brought the fucking golf shoes.
The fucking golf shoes. Is he walking funny? You begin to kind of almost recognize as you're putting together the pieces in your mind. You're using what's your trait called?
Sorry, I should have said that for our listening users. True detective.
That's right. Rust coal. You begin to kind of put the pieces together. So from what you've kind of discovered, what are your clues so far?
So far, we have the pensions and payoff. Mm-hmm. We have the well-maintained statue, and we have West Wing, and that's the Winterborne estate, locked up for some reason. That's pretty much the only thing we've gotten because we haven't been able to make it to the West Wing yet.
You begin to surmise. You begin to understand your next clue. And the next clue seems to lead you to believe in this drug-fueled haze, looking over the corpses and various levels of desiccation, begin to puzzle forth that something about the relationship between what you've read in the accounts and what little you've read of the genealogy seems to indicate that perhaps there is a more marital relationship between the Baroness and Hugo Downing. And when paired with the fact that Maud Linkhouse is adopted by Hugo Downing, you would guess if you were to turn and continue reading through the book that everything would likely turn to her when Hugo was gone. Upstairs.
That bleeding sound's driving me batty.
What do you reckon that is?
I think it's her in her... I'm whispering. I think it's her in her chair.
Oh, yeah.
But I will continue down the hallway.
Wait. Well, have yourself a look. Keyhole.
Ooh, creepy.
There are a set of statues kind of sitting in either side of the flanking the hallway. There are these long shadows kind of playing deeper within. The lantern is fighting against the bottom of the oil. It sloshes around inside.
If only we had an elf with us. Elf, do you know any secrets?
D6? I do!
I did roll a 6. No.
The lantern's light is literally dwindling at this point.
We should turn around. I need to go back.
You hear the sound almost like rope being knotted together, this kind of stretching, sinewy sort of sound, and then suddenly comes this woman running down the hallway with her hands extended out, her hair kind of standing up on end, her fingernails reaching out.
No, run.
She pauses for a moment, frozen in fright, as her eyes are wide, and you can see spittle kind of coming down the side of her mouth as she's not in the wheelchair. Her eyes are wide, and you can see they're completely cataract over, and she freezes for a moment and collapses upon the ground.
I run over to
Let's
pick her
get
up.
out of here. Nothing.
Tuck has already turned off and run away.
She's hurt. Bad. Let's get out of here.
Tuck's kind of caught between, like, do I follow Tuck? Do I go with Sir Harrison?
Tuck, come back here with that light.
He's hurt.
What?
I shout out.
Get out of
Okay.
here.
Suddenly, the doors begin to open as you see First, you see Sir Hugo come out. He says, "What?" He looks out.
We lost.
You don't see Maud anywhere.
We lost the bowl, and I think we disturbed her.
Sir Harrison's leaning over the Baroness. She's not breathing.
I put my head to her chest.
She's dead. We'll stop here for tonight. What are reward points, everybody?
Whoa, that's not what I was expecting.
She had one last sprint in her. One last shuttle run.
She went for the end zone, she just didn't make it.
One last run.
I
She'll
guess she
always
could
remember- say
say she did make it to the end zone.
The last thing she ever heard is, "We lost our ball." I'm trying to find it.
So corruption for tonight equal to or lower? 2.
Yep, I'm corrupted.
Yep.
Corruption.
Yeah, it was due to happen.
Yeah.
I sure did look at a lot of bodies.
All right. So
Oh wait, I went back down there. Did I get 3 for going back down there?
You didn't
He never
desecrate
saw
any
it before.
graves.
Oh, I didn't.
That's right.
Okay, I just
So
wanted to know.
no, you're good.
The
So
Yeller King.
But you did
we
use
will continue
drugs.
next
Oh,
week with
what's it
episodes 17 and 18 of Dunhallow Mystery. The mystery is unfolding, I hope. But we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again.
Tim, let me give you a pencil.
75K, thank you.
What about the Yeller?